Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. And for the censors out there that monitor the community guidelines, we're very appreciative of you. But at the New Health Conversation, you never have to worry about us making outrageous claims or anything that's not real. The only thing we're researchers. The only thing we ever quote from are peer-reviewed human trial medical studies that are in the public domain. So everybody that views our podcast can go to the public domain. They can see. We have a website. There's nothing to buy on the website. It's completely free to go there. We're all about education. We're educating people about diet, nutrition, and health, and it's all free advice that they can take or not. We even offer free coaching. So we're very, very compliant within the confines of community guidelines, and nothing that we state is not backed up by medical proof. Nothing is hype, nothing is an opinion. We see lots of people on social media that are giving out opinions with no proof. So hello and welcome, Mara, JC, Samuels, Keeley, Steele, SK. Some of you have joined. Are you curious at all? This is the most important thing, I think. The biggest threat to your health is obesity, the biggest threat. And it's been proven that now, within 4 years, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese, and 50% of those will be pre-diabetic. Does anybody really think that diets work? Does anybody think that this is not a global crisis? We have 1 billion people worldwide now clinically obese. In 4 years, we're going to have 86% of you overweight, obese, and 50% will be pre-diabetic. We need to do something different. What we're going to share with you in the next 15 or 20 minutes, it's a shorter one for me today as far as the podcast because I have to go somewhere. But we're going to lay out exactly how the people that I'm going to show you now that'll blow your mind, what they're doing. This is not a diet. This is a detox. It has nothing to do with counting calories, etc. It was invented by, 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. How many of you, if you're going to lose 20 pounds, how long would you give yourself? Pick any diet you want. The sad news is there's no diet out there that's ever been proven to keep weight off long term. Here's even Medicare saying Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. This is Medicare saying this now. Please pay attention or not. The researchers at Medicare reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than lost on any diet. So good luck, everybody. You're on a diet to gain weight. 2/3 of you weigh more than when you started. Now, you can get mad at me. You can think I made it up. But we've even got people like Harvard Medical School stop counting calories. They went on to say the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on its inner food, not how much food we're consuming. There's your Achilles heel to all these diets and why they fail. You're counting calories. Guess who's not counting calories? Your body. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. So these researchers, when they created this, that was one of the primary functions. Nobody on this protocol was going to count calories. Instead, what they did, they said the only thing that matters, you're alive because of 3 things: air, water, and not calories, nutrition. And what happens to you on a diet, just so you understand why these diets are such miserable failures, when you go on a diet and lower the amount of food, quantity of food you're consuming, by definition, you're lowering the amount of what? Nutrition you're getting. When your brain senses not enough nutrition, because that's what it runs, the brain, the heart, the kidney, the liver, the pancreas, it runs on nutrition. It doesn't run on calories. And when the brain senses there's not enough to power all your organs, it slows down your metabolism, and that's why you gain all the weight back. I mean, people are jumping off. You're on these crazy diets. None of them are going to work. 2/3 are going to end up weighing more than when you started. And all we're saying is our job is to educate you. There's no products here to buy. This is based on food and a new way of eating. It was developed by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. Are you not curious about it, everybody? Because obviously we don't have many people that seem to be curious about how in the world could you lose 21 pounds in a month with no exercise. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle in a month. Hello, Rebecca. Apparently you're interested. Rebecca, would you like to know how she did this? I have really limited time today. I'm only going to go about 15 or 20 minutes, but I'm happy to explain exactly how in the world did she lose 21 pounds, 38 inches. By the way, she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. This other lady, Janet, lost 100 pounds and has kept it off for 12 years. For 12 years. And then this, look at some of these results. 35 pounds in 37 days, Rebecca. What do you think about that? 35 pounds in 37 days. Okay, so let's come back over here. So Rebecca, if you don't mind, you don't have to, but it helps me. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? And what would you like to weigh? And I'll give you a realistic, remember, this has nothing to do with any diet you've ever been on. So the numbers I'm giving you would blow away any diet on planet Earth, right? So Rebecca, how tall are you? How much do you weigh? And what do you think you should weigh? Don't give me a diet number that you'd settle for. I'm talking about a number that like what you weighed maybe when you got out of high school. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about people getting down to real numbers, not settling for, well, gee, I'd like to lose 15 or whatever it is. I don't know how much you want to lose. But if you want to put it in the chat, I'll tell you exactly how long it would actually, okay, I'm 5'2", 60, want to be 130. That's perfect. That's what I would have guessed. So let's see, that's, okay, so we want to lose about 130 pounds. Okay, Rebecca, brace yourself. Give me an honest reaction. If in the first 4 days on this, you lose 8 or 10 pounds. Rebecca, in the first week, you're going to drop a whole dress size with no exercise. In the first month, Rebecca, first of all, let me calculate, 130. Well, let me show you this. This is my friend's daughter. I'll give you some references. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. So let's just say for the 130 pounds, let me do it. September, October, November, December, January. By the end of January, you'll be down 130 pounds. By Christmas, you'll be down to probably 60 pounds. So you'll be halfway there just by then. Tell me, Rebecca, how excited would you be if, again, in the first 4 days, you lose 8 or 10 pounds, in the first month, 25 or 30 pounds? How much would that incentivize you to continue? The other thing, Rebecca, is notice visit, the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website to go to. We won't contact you. Let me show it to you. So you'd go to Google and type in Rebecca, the New Health Conversation. You'd be ecstatic. I bet you would. So the New Health Conversation. And it'll take you, see it there, and make sure it's the New Health Conversation, everybody. It's got to be the new, right? So Rebecca, let's get realistic here. So imagine, if you can, getting over the shock on the 5th morning, you're down 8 or 10 pounds, but in the first week, you're going to drop a whole dress size. I'm just curious, how long have you wanted to lose weight, and what have you tried in the past? Again, just so I can get a reference point for you. By the way, Rebecca, you're going to get free, if you do this, the coaching is 100% free. You buy nothing from us. There's no products to buy. It's going to be based on food, and I'm going to go over that with you in 1 second. But if you don't mind, what have you tried in the past, or how long have you really wanted to lose that weight? Because most people they get frustrated because even if they go on a diet, they lose some weight and they gain it all back, been waiting for, several years. Right. And if you tried other things, Rebecca, just again, to give me a reference point, remember, you wouldn't know this, but Rebecca, I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the top medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on PBS public broadcasting and did over 1,500 live lectures around the world, including in universities and hospitals. They even flew me to China. So I'm not just some person. I'm not some salesperson. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm a researcher. And I'm going to give you real medical anticipation, okay? Been waiting for several years. So Juby and Ivan and everybody, we're all going to talk about how in the world did she lose 21 pounds and 38 inches in just 30 days, right? Now, Rebecca, to give you even more help, what do you see? Everybody, Mary, I'm so proud of this lady. 200 pounds in a year. She's kept it off. Look at her body composition. That's with no surgery, no loose skin, etc. Does that blow all of your minds? I hope it blows all your minds. Rebecca, I hope that gives you real hope. You don't need to lose that much, of course, but I'm just showing you what's possible. So, okay, let's get into it, everybody, before I run out of time here. I've got about 10 minutes before I have to leave. So, Rebecca and everybody else, let's talk about who invented this and why does it work. First of all, it was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. They had conducted 100 studies on human beings, not mice or rats, or in a laboratory, on human beings over 40 years. They analyzed almost every kind of diet there ever was. And sadly, Rebecca and everybody else, see, you all think you failed yourselves by going these diets, you lose weight and you gain it all back. No diet has ever been, they proved no diet ever worked long term. Yeah, people lost weight initially, and 2/3 of everybody on every diet they analyzed in 40 years gained more weight than they lost. That's what you're all facing. Brandy, I need to lose 150 pounds. Brandy, look at Mary, 200 pounds. In a year, Brandy, she's kept it off, 200 pounds. Brandy, like I was just sharing with Rebecca, so please, Brandy, I want you to pay attention if you want to. How excited would you be, Brandy, in the first 4 days with that kind of weight? You're going to lose between 10 and 15 pounds in 4 days. 4 days. Please give me a comment. How excited would you be? The first month with that kind of weight, you're going to probably lose between 30 and 35 pounds. 150 pounds, let's just say minimum, let me do it, September, October, November, December, January. How about by the 1st of February, by springtime, you'll be down 150 pounds. That's normal. By the way, that's with no exercise allowed. Now, we do encourage exercise, but the researchers didn't let them exercise because they didn't want it to be an outlier. Otherwise, you say, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. So Brandy and Rick and Rebecca and everybody else, very excited. Okay, let's talk about what they did. Now, just to give you an idea, Brandy, this gentleman, 65 years old, he lost 40 pounds in a month. So you can see why I'm trying to be uber conservative. You might lose 150 pounds in 4 months or less. We've seen it before, but I don't want to promise you. I'd rather underpromise than overperform. Does that sound fair? And also, all of you need to understand what I'm going to explain to you now is going to blow your minds. It was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They had conducted 100 studies on humans over 40 years, and they concluded all diets are miserable, miserable failures. I think, obviously, you all know that. What they did, they said the problem with diets is counting calories. So Brandy and Rebecca and everybody else, there's no calorie counting on this at all. The researchers they put the foods together. 30% of what you would consume on this, you're going to buy from your grocery store. When I say 30%, whatever you spent last month, the most you're going to buy this month is 30% of food. You're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, they're going to give you serving sizes. The whole thing was based on one principle. You've got to make sure you have enough nutrition. It doesn't mean how much or how little food. The body doesn't care about that. It only cares about how much nutrition you physically have available to run all your organs. See, your body doesn't run on calories. Your body runs on nutrition, your brain, your kidney, your liver, heart. So what happens to all of you, Brandy, Rebecca, everybody, when you go on a diet, you lower the amount of food you're consuming. What else are you lowering? Nutrition. What does the brain think? You're starving to death because you are from a nutritional standpoint. So what does your body do to compensate for not enough fuel? Turns your muscles into fuel, slowing down your metabolism. That's why you all have never been able to lose weight and keep it off long. You know, there's never been a diet study where people lost weight and kept it off long term because they're all based on calories. They're based on a flawed premise. So the researchers put together a grocery list, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You take it to your grocery store. But only 30% of what you're going to consume. Here's what makes it work. Here's why it's so different. The other 70% of what you'd spend in a month, you can't buy these foods at a grocery store. They came from other researchers who for 20 years had gone around the world, listen to this, to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Now, why the heck did they do that? Because those areas had regions with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. Some of you may have heard the term blue zones. Well, some of these nutrients come from blue zones where people live to be over 100 years old. I want to put that in my body. What about all of you? You can't buy it at your grocery store. That's 70% of what you're going to consume. It's not available from your grocery store. It represented huge amounts of nutrition in smaller quantities of food. Then they invented a new way of eating. When do you hear this? Listen to this, Brandy or Rebecca, or any of you that have more than 20, 30 pounds to lose. 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. Nothing to do with calorie counting. Breakfast from these world's most perfect meal. Lunch from your grocery store list, serving sizes you're going to have, dinner from your serving sizes, and from the grocery store, and a fourth meal from the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. You're not going to be hungry. Do you understand you can't be hungry for calories? Did you all know that? Your body can't count a calorie, doesn't know what a calorie is, doesn't give a damn about a calorie. But all these supposed gurus are telling you the only way to lose weight is calories in, calories out. Total nonsense. Completely destroyed in all the medical proof now. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Let's keep going. So 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. This is such an advanced way of eating. The U.S. Patent Office granted these researchers a registered trademark for a new way of eating called protein pacing. You can all look it up. Got it? 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Don't panic. You're going to only have these world's most perfect meals, but this time they're going to let you eat, Brandy, 8 times a day. You're going to eat every hour and a half for 2 hours. We had people in here who weighed 400 and 500 pounds. They weren't hungry because you've never been hungry for a calorie. The only thing you've ever been hungry for is nutrition. The researchers proved it. You know, the diabetics on this, they not only did they not have insulin spikes, the need for insulin, they measured it, went down 41% in a month. This has never been seen before. Let me show you a diabetic, Curtis. 40 pounds in a month, but look at his A1C. It went from 8.4 to 6.4. His triglycerides from 242 to 124 in a month. So you pre-diabetics and people on this. Do you know this was invented by a diabetic chemist 25 years ago? Yeah. Diabetics thrive on this. Now, let me tell you the other part. In a month, this is, and remember, well, you wouldn't know that. I got to tell you that again. This protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Everything I'm saying to you is medically backed. It's not an opinion on my part. I didn't invent this. I don't sell you anything. So what else? But then what the researchers did, the most comprehensive medical evaluation of a diet, exercise, or health program ever. What did they measure? Blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, muscle composition, fat composition. Hunger came down 40% in a month. And like I said before, the need for insulin came down 41% in a month. But here was the big one. Through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, guess what they found? This protocol was helping the body remove chemicals that were all storing inside our fat cells. Let me take a quick aside. The reason that you all complain to us about how much fat you have in your body is really pretty simple. We're living in a toxic world. The water, the air, the food loaded with chemicals. As we breathe them, the chemicals come in the body. First, the immune system looks at it and runs. The liver is now overwhelmed because of the toxins. So the body only has one line of defense left. It takes the chemical and stuffs it inside what's called your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs. Is this making sense? Is anybody else on social media telling you these kind of things? I don't think so. And the reason I can say that, I'm going to brag like hell now. This medical syndrome called TDOS, which I have and you have and every person in the world, T for toxins, D for nutritional deficiency, over being overweight, S is for stress. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. You've all heard of metabolic syndrome or syndrome X. Well, this is a new medical syndrome recognized by the Patent Office. Peter Greenlaw, who said, oh, that's me. I discovered it. I'm not just some person. I'm a serious nutritional researcher. I didn't invent this, but we're making it available to you. Can you imagine? They removed herbicides, pesticides, Scotchgard, and Teflon. They proved it in the blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. That's the main reason to do this, to detox. The weight loss is a throw-in. The other huge part of this, this is 8 or 9 years ago. All the pictures I've showed you are from 8 or 9 years ago. They've all kept the weight off. This lady right here, Janet, lost 100 pounds, and she's kept it off for 12 years. 12 years. I mean, this is going to change the world, and it could change your world. Now, let me explain something to you. See there right next to our head. Visit the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website. Brandy, I understand this. Great. That's what we need, Brandy. You're right. Brandy, is it giving you some hope? Now the other, Brandy, so let me show you, because I do have to go in about 4 or 5 minutes. Brandy, it's the new, do you see that? The New Health Conversation. Go to Google. Any of you can do this. This is free to the world, right? And see it there, the New Health Conversation. There's the website. Nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof, including, number one, an exclusive podcast with the #1 weight loss, nutrition physiologist in the world. And you know what? They invented this, not me. I have nothing to do with that. And they said, they've done thousands of people over 40 years. They said they'll never recommend any form of traditional diet to their patients ever again. You'll find it there. Now you notice there's nothing to buy. 3, you get to see the actual medical studies. You get to see them. They're right there. We're not hiding anything. And it's free to go there. And if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. It says right here, look, above our head, free coaching. Guess how much the coaching is, everybody? Free. How much is the coaching? Free. Because I get people on here and say, well, how much is the coaching? Even after I explain this. The coaching is 0 the whole time. a consultation all the way. There's people trying to charge you $500 a year for recipes, and you're going to pay $50 a month for a coach to do what? To go on this time-restricted eating? Guess what the weight loss is on that over the course of a year? About 0.3 of a pound a week. It's between 14 and 16 pounds in a year. And right, John, I got the medical study right here. In Journal of the American Medical Association, they did a 3-month study on this time-restricted eating nonsense, and they found that our researchers found that overweight adults who were assigned to routinely fast 16 hours daily over 3 months gained almost no benefit, lost an average of 2 to 3.5 pounds, and the weight they shed was lean muscle mass. Stop the madness today. Now, stop it. Because most of you're going to go back to paleo, keto, Mediterranean and think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm enthusiastic. I'm excited for all of you. And you're one click away, the New Health Conversation. Go and see the medical proof. Get a free coach, because the coach is going to do your initial consultation. They're going to talk to you every day if you want. They'll call you, they'll text you, they'll email, they'll FaceTime you wherever you are in the world. This is real, everybody. We've got to do something different. My God, I've got Johns Hopkins Medical School over here saying that, I'm reading from their study. Study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese. And 50% of those pre-diabetic. Honest to gosh, to anybody, does it sound like diets are working? And then the researchers, they're actually furious. They're saying things like the deadly delusion of calorie counting. This isn't my opinion. Abandon calories in, calories out now. Here's what they said. Calories in, calories out is a dangerous fraud, Brandy. The body completely ignores calories, which are man-made, lab-invented units of energy with no corresponding biological sensor or mechanism. Instead, your body craves essential air, water, and nutrition to function, where hunger acts as a signal for nutrient deficiencies, not calorie restrictions, and rendering calorie tracking not just ineffective, but a harmful distraction that perpetuates obesity cycles and dieting failures. They went on to say 25 to 40% of the weight you lose on any diet is lean muscle mass. End of my case. End of the story. You all have a chance to change your lives, and it won't be through counting calories. Yeah, Brandy. Oh, the other thing, Brandy, I didn't even get a chance to tell all of you. So 30% of the food, Brandy, so take your budget, Brandy, 30% at the grocery store. I made that clear, right? The other 70%, Brandy, those exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, Randy, they're not, because we don't sell you anything, they'll give you 100% of your money back if this doesn't work in the first month. Brandy, have you ever heard of anything like that? You get free coaching and so on. Now, the reason I tell you that, Brandy, when you go to the site, once you scroll down to get a free coach, it'll say 100% money back guarantee. But I want to clarify that for everybody. The 30% of the food, the proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables you buy from your grocery store, they're not going to give you probably a refund on that unless you negotiate with them. But the other 70%, no questions asked. Brandy, 100% money back guarantee and free coaching. Have I lost my mind? Do you think I'm lying to you, any of you? Because if you do, you're on the wrong podcast. I'm serious. Go follow someone else, not us. So, Brandy, are you excited about this? Just tell me a little bit. I want you to be a little bit skeptical, Brandy. That's okay, right? And I would say this, Brandy, nothing is 100%. Nothing. But damn, this is 90. Do you think she wants a refund, Brandy, after losing 21? I mean, how excited would you? I mean, you're going to lose more than that. But even if you lost 5 pounds a week, how excited would you be? Would it turn your whole life around? And I don't know if you have any other medical challenges. That's why the coaching's important, because they'll go over that with you. There's a little questionnaire that says, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? It's like weight loss. Are you on any medications? They'll go over all that with you for free. Brandy, it's free. There's no charge for the coaching. They're going to get you all the way through to get you. Our goal would be to get that 150 pounds on you. No medical. Great, great, great. You betcha, Rebecca. Absolutely. Brandy, Beck. Okay, everyone, I do have to go. Now, just to let you know, I may or may not. I may or may not do another podcast today, probably after 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow I'll do my first one at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday morning. I try and do, today, I'm going to be honest with everybody, I'm going to go watch football with my buddies. So I probably will not be doing another one, because hopefully I'll be cheering and yelling and having a lot of fun. But I want to thank all of you for listening to me. Rebecca, Brandy, all of you, please, for your own benefit, at least go and look at the website. It's free to go there. We will not contact you. And if you like what you see, you can schedule a free consultation with one of our coaches. All right, everybody? Thanks, everyone. I have to go now. And everybody have a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. Thanks, everybody.